Here I am, sitting on the couch wasting time on these addictive videos once again. Huh? What's this? Damn! What a woman. I can't imagine what she's going to do with that cucumber. Are they sending a pack of condoms? Oh no. Wait, is there a trick to this? Interesting. Is it easy to level up in that game? Well, she really saved the situation live. I have to try it. Yes, yes. My TPU community has to witness this. Well, this ad really caught my attention. Not just because of the bombshell in it, but also because even Kavi, the famous TikToker, appears and recommends it. So now I'm super curious, and I think you are too, to find out what this PLINKO thing is and how it works. Thank you. And why it's everywhere. Because it really is. I get tons of ads for PLINKO and Chicken Road. Ads like these that you find everywhere. Well, the first thing I'm going to do to see if I can really get rich with these games is search for them on Google, because I think there are a lot of options and I want to pick the right one. Let's start with the first game, Chicken Road. If I search for it, I see that a website comes up which is dedicated to this game. I'm not sure if this is really what I'm looking for, since the ad said you have to download an app. So I'm going to look for references on Scam Advisor because I want to help you check out these games, but I also don't want to get scammed. Well, there it is. It clears up my doubts with the worst possible rating. So this website should definitely be avoided. They want to take advantage of the recent boom of the game to scam people. So what I'm going to do now is look for casinos that offer the game. One of the options that comes up is Stake Casino. It's a casino I've heard quite a bit about, so I'm going to go ahead and register an account. Alright, now that it's confirmed, I'm going to make a deposit. I think the easiest way is to do it with crypto. I'm going to send $50, which I think is enough to try out the game and see if I can become a millionaire or not. I have a problem with stake. The thing is, in order to play, I need to pass both personal ID and address verification. So I'm going to ask my friend ChatGPT which casino you can play these games at, because I don't want to wait that long to be able to play. Well, excellent, ChatGPT. One of the options it gives me is 22bet, which I actually already have an account with. So let's go all in on 22bet. I'm already verified. So I just have to send the money. I'm going to send $50 again. And let's see what it has to offer us. I already have the money in my account. It's in Hungarian currency, which is 17,200 forints, the equivalent of $50. So let's look for the game and start with Chicken Road. Great, we have two options. I think they're basically the same, just with different designs. So let's try the original. Well, I'm going to try the game and see how it goes, honestly. Here you can see that I have a balance of 17,200 in Hungarian forints, and we're going to set a minimum of 400 forints, which is about €1, so we can start playing to practice. There are different difficulty levels here. Let's set it to easy, okay? Let's go for it. You just have to click and avoid the chicken getting run over. Well, it seems simple, easy level. I don't see anything special that you have to do. Well, I successfully made it all the way to X212, and then, unfortunately, I got completely trampled by the crowd. Let's try again with 400. Alright, let's keep going. I'll see if I can make it to 2. Wow, the 2x12 ran me over again. Maybe I should be a bit more cautious. What I'm going to do is raise my bet now and maybe stop a little earlier. And that way I recover the loss, which is 800 forints, about €2. For example, I could stop right here, cash out 3,500. Here I would have won 1,500, which would be 700 more. than what I started with. Okay, now I'm going to try with 500 forints, a little more than €1, to see if I can beat it. The formidable barrier or hit anything else again. This particular time, it didn't even manage to reach ×2, so I'll definitely keep going with 500. Let's just see what happens. Honestly, I've personally seen several videos where it's actually very easy to get past ×2, but here, so far, absolutely nothing at all has happened. Let's try 198, 2.12. There it is. That's my record. There it is. That's my record, 2.47. I don't know if I should cash out, honestly. 2.70, come on, a little more. 2.95, this is my record so far. Maybe I'm being a bit ambitious. I'm going to raise the bet to 2,000 forints, which is €5, a little faster. Let's see if I can at least reach ×2 and recover this loss. Here I went too fast. You need to have a bit of patience, I think, because if the car is passing and I go, okay, I'll race it again, but what is this? On the first try, it killed me. Okay, €10 gone just like that, straight to the trash. All right, another €10. I'm going to try to reach ×2. And well, I am trying to recover something significant, perhaps around 1.35. I believe I could potentially cash out a little bit before 2. The car has just passed by us and we are moving forward. The car could indeed pass and we continue our journey. I think if the car passes and you manage to click very quickly, there is a much better chance that you won't get caught or experience any issues. Crushed. 1.85. One more. I'm going to reach 2.12. Let's cash out now. Let's cash out and that's it. Recovering a little bit here. But yes, I am definitely going to keep on playing with these €10. Here, I unfortunately made a significant mistake. I accidentally hit the cash out button instead of the play button. Okay, let's see if I can somehow manage to successfully reach a multiplier of ×2. Car passes. Let's wait patiently. The car passes by today, which is truly incredible. Could it possibly be true? Well, I honestly don't really know precisely how much time I have left, but at this current rate, I genuinely think they're going to completely clean me out pretty quickly. Never better said, they will thoroughly pluck the chicken, leaving nothing behind. Well, I don't know if this is really like they show in the videos. Honestly, there's no special trick, it's just clicking. I jump after the car passes, and then another one comes by quickly and runs me over. So I have 6,300 left. I have €15 left out of the 50 I put in at the beginning. Let's go all in. 6,341 forints. I have to win them back no matter what. Come on, let's go, little chicken. Let's go for ×2. Give me some joy, man. Right here, live in front of the whole TPO audience. You can't let me down. Come on, let's go for ×2. We have to reach ×2 and then we'll see. Wow, unbelievable. Incredible, incredible. Well, I'm down to 0. That's how fast I lost €50 with Chicken Road. Not everything that glitters is gold in advertising, which only shows you... Well, the truth is it's a lie. It might even be with fake money. And as you've seen, €50 just disappeared for me. Well, I've decided to put my money back into 22bet because, honestly, Casino Stack didn't let me play. In the end, what they did was not verify my account simply because I'm Spanish and casinos aren't allowed in Spain, but I actually live in Hungary. I was sending them my Spanish ID and, of course, proof of my address here in Hungary, and they kept telling me I couldn't send anything Spanish. I mean, they would take the address from my ID, but they wouldn't accept the bank statement I had sent. I tried to withdraw my €50 from stake and they wouldn't let me either because they said I had to wager at least once the amount I deposited. Honestly, a complete crap casino. In the end, after complaining and complaining because they wouldn't verify me nor let me bet or withdraw, they finally let me withdraw it. And what we're going to do now is keep playing on 22bet. This time I'm going to try PLINKO, which is also a casino game I wanted to test out and is advertised everywhere. I'm seeing ads for it all over the place. And let's see if I lose my money just as quickly in PLINKO as I did in Chicken Road. Let's find out. Alright, so here we have 22 BET with my deposit already made. Remember, this is in Hungarian currency, which is about $50. Here we have the casino section, and what we're going to do is look for PLINKO. And what I see here is that there are a ton of games related to PLINKO, and I have no idea which one I should play. Let's open a couple of them to see what They offer us to see if it's similar to what we see in Instagram and Facebook ads. Pinky Plinko, this is the one we're opening in 22 bet. Yeah, it's basically the very same thing. Here I can clearly see the various multipliers and also the inherent risk involved, precisely how much the bet actually is, how many individual balls will ultimately drop. And let's meticulously try another one, just in case. For example, let's carefully try this one or this one here for a full 15 seconds. I personally like this particular one more. Let's carefully observe this one. Really, the fundamental dynamic of all of them should essentially be the very same, which is essentially balls falling in a triangular formation, much like a pyramid. And on the extreme sides, you can potentially multiply your winnings by a truly significant amount, like by 1,000, which is realistically never, ever going to happen, not even a remote chance. And for the ones positioned right in the very middle, well, you're almost certainly going to lose money, because if you happen to multiply by 0 or by a mere 3, we definitively know that our overall balance is inevitably going to go down significantly. At the very least, it has to multiply by 1 or by 8 over here, and the rest would be a loss. Let's open one more, the one I mentioned at the beginning, which is 5, and it only shows up like this. So let's pick the one I think might be better. And this one looks like the original. It looks really, really small. I'm going to enlarge it. There we go. Now you can see it better. Annual risk. Let's set it to low. Number of rows is fine, balance 16,000, bet 120 florins. Let's raise the bet a bit to, well, €1 per ball, and let's see what happens. Wish me luck here live. Where's the ball? There it goes. It's dropping. Remember, it can't land here in the middle, and it really looks like it's going to land on 0.9. Here we've lost some money. Let's go for the second ball. This one is really going off to one side. How could it have gone through the middle? Well, it was right there on the side. We lose money again. It also starts on the side. Today. Look. 1. Here we break even. What's curious is that here it doesn't show the percentage chance we have to win or lose, like it did in the other one where the probabilities appeared. I'm going to pause here because I want to show the probabilities that appeared in stake, so you can see exactly what the chances are of the ball landing in the spot where we lose or don't win anything. I'll do the calculations. Let's calculate the 5 slots where we don't win money or we lose. If it lands on X1, it's 12.2192%. If it lands on X0.5, then it's 17.4561%. If it lands on X0.2, the probability is 19.6381%. If it lands on the other 0.5, it's again 17.4561%. And finally, once more on 1, which is 12.2192%. That makes a total of 78.9887% probability that your ball will lose money or you won't win, of which 53% the ball should land on a loss. With those odds, I'd almost rather go to the casino and bet on red or black, since we don't really know exactly what the chances are of it landing on one side or the other. What I'm seeing is that it always lands on 0.9, and that just means losing money all the time. And that's with the risk being low. The risk is low. It lands on 0.9 again. Let's raise the risk to medium and see what happens. Come on now, please finish already. Oh. We've multiplied by 14. Now this is interesting. So let's keep the bet at a medium risk level and then observe what precisely happens. Here we go down a little. Let's bet again. Maybe now for the next one we can try putting in more balls. 0.9 now. What I don't see here is how to put in more balls. It was positioned right in the very middle at exactly 0.7. We are still currently losing, so let us set the risk level to high and then observe precisely what ultimately happens. Here we've dropped to 0.5. 0.5 in essence means that if we were to place a bet of €1, we would have effectively lost 50 cents. All right, let's take a moment to carefully consider this and see what happens next. Well, it doubles, we've recovered what we lost. Remember that my initial balance was 16,500 or something like that. So right now I'm in profit. Here we're going to lose half again. I'm going to carefully increase the bet a little bit. Let's go with exactly €4 and then see what precisely happens next. I truly do not want to make this video excessively long, so we absolutely have to speed things up quite a bit. And this particular moment is precisely when I took a really big hit. So let's try to bet again, shall we? Honestly, I truly don't know how this particular thing can really be so incredibly addictive. We take 0.5 again, and then we carefully divide it by 2. For me, personally playing here, spending hours, well, actually this particular game is quite quick. You don't typically spend many hours, but there are indeed people who can spend a significant amount of time spinning the ball and patiently waiting for it to land, and consequently, the balance drops a lot very quickly. You can see that really, all the spins are losing except for one. Only one has been won, well, the one with the double payout. I'm going to increase it again to 2,400, which would be €6 right now in play. Obviously, this doesn't have any kind of, how should I put it? It's not random where the little ball goes, it's all programmed. It's not that the ball just happens to move one way or the other for some reason. It's completely programmed so that maybe you get hooked with a win and they tell you that yes, it's possible, but in the end, the outcome is always the same. I'm going to raise it a bit more, €4,500, increasing the bet to €11. Again, it's about halfway through this particular endeavor, and it truly looks like we are definitely going to lose our hard-earned money quite quickly, though perhaps a little bit slower than that incredibly rapid game of Chicken Road. That one was truly exceptionally fast. My goodness, what an experience. Last bets. The algorithm should let me play more because it's just destroying me. It's wiping me out really, really fast, yeah? Let's go with this one, the very last ball, and it clearly, unmistakably goes right down the middle. Now... And that's it, the grand total, a remarkable $2,600. This was truly an exciting moment, witnessing such a substantial win. With this final decisive spin, my overall balance has now been adjusted and goes back to a total of $932. This entire sequence perfectly illustrates the unpredictable yet thrilling nature of how Plinko works, where each drop can lead to a significant outcome, making it such an engaging and popular game. This is the reality. This is not exactly what you typically see in those Instagram ads. It's manipulated, obviously, and that's it. I'm not going to continue anymore. It's going to stay there at €1. I'm just going to spin for the sake of spinning. But this is how it is. This is Plinko and Chicken Road. All the losses. Reality. Well guys, I made this video for several reasons. First, obviously, at the beginning I showed that you have to be extremely careful because there are tons of ads on the internet, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Anyone might say, oh look, I saw an ad for Chicken Road or a rooster. They search for it on Google, click the first page that comes up, chickenroad.net, go in thinking it's legit, and well, they end up getting scammed. So you really have to be careful with these things. Secondly, I have to admit, the other reason is that I need to know who the model in the first video is. Does anyone know her? The other thing is that it's also clear that it's a waste of time and above all, money. That's how quickly I lost 100 euros, 50 on Chicken Road, 50 on PLINKO. So I really don't recommend wasting time on these kinds of things. Maybe use that money for something more productive, for any kind of legitimate investment, or even in one of our TPO community channels like TipsTPO, where this month we're making 70 units, which means 70% of your balance, and I really recommend it. So I hope this video has been useful. I've got Pipacino here in heat mode, and I'll see you in the next video.